makes all sense. Okay. This next question is from Taju Precious. Taju Precious says, my close friend in the office was just sacked on the grounds that were made up. Okay? Because he's a very committed staff. Alright? However, someone had it in for him and convinced our boss to sack him. How do I revenge this ill done to her? What can I do to even protect my boss from the conniving people he has all around him? So Precious says her friend, I'm thinking maybe your guy or your girl, but if you're a guy it's fine, but let's use her. Precious says her friend was just sacked from the office on grounds that were made up. And however, how do you revenge this ill done to her? Well, here's how you can do that. If it depends on the company where you work. If it's a company that is large enough to accommodate you and your big dreams for a long time, commit to being the very best staff that they've ever had, and take a long road and rise to the top, and then you can do something about it. Okay? Because from the ground, if you do anything, or from below, whoever it is who had the power to sack your friend, if you do anything and they find out, they'll sack you too, and that'll be the end, and that'll be unwise. So before you can react, you need to rise to the top first. So you just keep calm. This is not an immediate plan if you want to revenge. But revenge is a waste of time. Seriously, because your friend might go on to do bigger things with her life. There's no telling that this job was the beginning and the end of her life. Some people should be ignored. See, you're better off ignoring some people because by paying them attention, you can distract yourself. By paying attention, you can distract yourself. So as much as you are angry about what was done, and you are trying to, maybe do right by your friend or retaliate in a way, you might not be in a position to be able to do anything about it right now. And then thinking about it and thinking what you can do about it and annoying yourself with it might be counterproductive. Some people might be ignored. Sometimes you think to yourself, well, what is going to even, people will get back they'll get back the like hand that they've dealt in the world. It's something called karma, and it doesn't have to come from you. Okay, so don't think you have a responsibility to bring justice to the situation. Not necessarily. Okay, so I think for your own continuous personal development and professional development, you may need to ignore. However, you now need to be careful with that person because the person has shown you what they are capable of. So you need to be careful with that person because everybody is aware. Probably they are aware that you were close to this fellow who was sacked. So you will need to be careful and play wise. Now, emotional outbursts, retaliations, they are never, ever productive. Ever productive. The most dangerous people are the people who wait. Okay? But I'm not necessarily encouraging you to be dangerous. I'm just telling you that even if you decide to do something today, it may not produce any results. Alright? It may not produce any result. In fact, it's most likely it will not produce any result. Your best bet is to grow within that same company. Get to the top of that company and hopefully run a system where that is not possible. Alright? So you're not only helping your friend, you're making it impossible for anybody to be lied on. You're putting real monitoring and evaluation strategies such that nobody can come and just tell a story about another fellow and then they'll get the person sacked. because you've gotten to the top now. You're running a system that works. So you could turn that aggression to your friend and do something. Somebody say they lost their maybe some people lost a loved one in a car crash or lost their loved one to malaria or cancer, and instead of them thinking about, oh, how could I retaliate, they thought, okay, I would do something about the broader society outside the foundation. Somebody said they lost the child to a gang war in a prison cell. What can I do? Instead of me to go and try to retaliate against that one person who did it to the child, I will launch a movement that is going to facilitate prison reform. Do you understand? So thinking at that broader level is good. It's better for you. So that's, I want you to come up to that place. So somebody has done something wrong. Your friend has been sacked. It's sad. But you are going to rise to the top of that company and run a system whereby it will be impossible for that to happen to another person. All right, so let that be your motivation. I think you should always learn to channel your energy in the direction that helps you keep moving up, and never get entangled with trying to fight a specific person, because it's a waste of time. Whoever just think about how many, those people who drive, think about how many times you were so mad at the specific driver. You were so mad at him or her, and then you came out from your car, or you didn't come out of your car, or you were insulting the person from your window. You don't even remember who the person is in the next 10 minutes. You don't know the person. But that person was so annoying to you. So that's how it feels like sometimes when things happen. It's so annoying. But it's going to pass. So you can't stay there. So life goes on. All you can do is to keep developing yourself. I think the response to anything in terms of conflict, or maybe somebody is trying to do something evil to you within the workplace, the response is always, I will keep developing myself till I get to the very top of this industry. Then let me see how you have access to try what you're doing. So I don't think you should revenge. I think you should develop yourself and then get to the top of that company and run a system where that's not possible. Then how do you protect your boss from the conniving people he has all around him? It depends on, now it's about facts to start with. You've got to have your facts, because you cannot just go and tell your boss things based on an assumption. See, I feel that these people, it will make you look as if you're unserious. So have you gathered your facts? Do you have real facts? You want to do all those espionage things, but you don't have, maybe you don't have that kind of time. Okay, so, but if you're going to inform your boss about these things, you've got to get the facts right. All right, a fact is not your perspective on issues. Facts are facts. Okay, everybody has a right to their own opinion, but we don't have a right to facts. A fact must be factual. You understand? So is there a way to gather the facts before you can go and inform your boss about it? And then what kind of relationship do you have with your boss? Okay, that gives you the opportunity to do something about it. Or thirdly, do you know somebody who can talk to your boss privately, that you have a good relationship with, that can trust you? You can present it in that way. But going straight to your boss and say, I feel that this is happening in the company and then I should protect you, it may not make sense. All right, it may not make sense. All right, and when you have your facts, put your facts into writing, okay, and justify it. And then finally, if you can, send it to that boss. But if you cannot, lie low. Listen, sometimes there's the book that we read when we were in secondary school called She Stoops to Conquer. Do you remember that? Yeah. Sometimes you stoop to conquer in a corporate environment. Everybody who thinks short term doesn't win. What can I do now? What can I do now? Even as an entrepreneur, if you think short term, you're not going to win. The people who get to win are people who think long term. Long term. So I may be smiling right now because I'm not in a position to do much about it. So I'll be quiet about it until such a time. All right? Until such a time. And if for any reason my boss then gains my trust, or I gain his trust or her trust because of my capacity and my work ethic, then we can then have that conversation privately all right, outside of any formal system. So we cannot, so it still boils down to continuous personal development, self-development within the system, so that you then gain the trust of this your boss in a way that you can raise it. But until then, you may not be able to do anything about it for now, unless you have your facts.